webinar entitled Zero Waste at Home, organized by the NSS unit of the Bhawanipur Education Society College. Due to an increase in population, the generation of waste is getting doubled day by day. We all know that. Moreover, we are not aware how it is affecting our lives. What to be done with our wastages? Today, we will seek for answers like how the waste to be disposed. Is it required to be disposed, or we can recycle it? Without much delay, I would like to invite our very own Mr. Dilip Shah, Dean of Student Affairs, Bhawanipur Education Society College. So, over to you. Please say a few words on this.
Well, nothing much actually. The students have come to hear the speakers who have been working with a mission. And Nandan, of course, is a young entrepreneur in the space of social entrepreneurship, I would say. And I have met him some 4 5 years back, and since then, for the last 3 years, we've been having such a seminar at the college, and he's definitely been one of the speakers, and that's how I know him. He is running the company pretty well, and I think he's also been taking interns from our college on a regular basis, and I think the interns are learning well also because I know at least one person who Shivani keeps talking about it quite often. So that's how it is. So today also, boys and girls who have assembled, uh, there are a few internship offers which can be made available to you if you are keen. Uh, that's at the end of the seminar, or otherwise, you'll get a feedback form in which you will have to write that you are interested in internship, and accordingly you will be informed and you will be involved in that. So the structure of the program, I was just discussing with the two guests, the other guest being Miss Pauline. She is doing a lot of work with Techno India Group and other groups. And during her course, she will probably talk about her work in India and how she can be of great help to us. In the college also, I mean, we can have some projects under entrepreneurship development, EDP, in which we may be able to reach out to her. And Gargi, the person who just started, she is the person who represents NSS over here. And she is a person who likes to do a lot of social work. She does a lot of work also. And she will, I'm sure, be interested in doing some work in this respect also. Well, friends, waste is a very, very big problem. All of us, I think all the youngsters need to understand, even we need to understand. There are staggering figures. I was just briefly browsing through the net, and I understand that there are some 200 billion tons of wastages that happen every year. I mean, I couldn't understand. I mean, the figure, I couldn't understand the implication of what it means. But probably it could be good enough to have an island. That is the amount of waste that is happening, and it's practically very, very difficult to, get rid of this. We just can't live the way we've been living. We've been consuming far too much. We've been very reckless with the earth, and I think that the things have to correct, and it has to correct not with your generation, it has to correct even with our generation. With your generation, of course, it has to correct, and with the generation next, it would be criminal if they have not already corrected. Whether there will be time for them to redeem the problems that they would have created. So it's not that we talk about waste management, it's something that we need to start working on it, and very seriously, we need to start working on it. You all can come together under Gargi's direction and start by doing something that we can do in the college itself, how we can avoid waste. And we are here, the topic is how can you run your household, and why do we use the word home? The reason is homes ultimately become communities, communities become cities and towns, and cities and towns ultimately become larger spaces and countries and then the world. So every small good thing, if it starts with a home, then I think it reaches its logical conclusion. So let's start avoiding wastages, or let's start doing something sensible with it, which is what the speakers will talk to us about. So without much ado, and without, because time is a scarcity, let's not be reckless with it. So let's start straight away with the speakers, and we have both the speakers, and Gargi will probably give us a brief introduction. Gargi, please don't take up too much of
Yes, sure.
time in introducing the speaker.
No,
Make it
no, no,
brief,
no, no,
because
sure.
what they have to say is far more
Yes.
important, and what we
Right,
have
sir.
to
Right,
execute
sir.
is far more important. So, on that note,
Right, sir.
welcome everybody, welcome the speakers and the students, and Gargi and Anamika and everybody else. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So our first speaker is Miss Pauline Laravoire. Pauline, ma'am, was born in Paris, where she also spent the first 25 years of her life. She holds a master's degree in sustainability and social innovation from HEC Paris and has developed her expertise in strategy consulting and social entrepreneurship, especially as the co-founder of non-profit AQWA, which supports social enterprises and NGOs through social impact assessment studies. In the frame of AQWA Protect, she traveled the world for a year at the service of non-profits in Africa, Asia, and South America. In 2018, Pauline moved to Kolkata, where she joined Techno India Group, one of the largest educational conglomerates in India. She is now sustainability director of the group, where she is trying to create more learning and vocational opportunities for students in the sustainability sectors, especially through her network-based venture, WISE. Ma'am, over to you. Eagerly waiting to hear from you.
Thank you so much, Gargi. Thank you so much, Professor Shah. Can you let me share my screen with all of you, Gargi?
Yes, ma'am, please share it. I have stopped sharing. You can share.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. So I'm going to share a quick presentation. I was asked to introduce the topic of sustainability, and therefore, following a funnel structure with my fellow speaker, Nandan, who will provide a Zoom focus on e-waste in particular. But let me lay down the definitions, lay down the framework about which we're talking about. I have only 15 to 20 minutes. It's a very, very difficult challenge for me to talk about all this in such a short time, but I will try my best. And as far as I understood, after I speak and after Nandan speaks, there will be a Q&A session for you to be able to get clarifications from us. So I just wanted to start by providing, as I was telling you, definitions of what we call sustainability, which has become a very broad and vaguely used term. So what we call sustainability, and we'll see three different definitions after this slide, is we can consider the same thing as what we call sustainable development, except when we say sustainable development, we're focusing on the process that will make us reach sustainability as a goal, a more sustainable society and a more sustainable world. So sustainable development and sustainability are refer to the same thing, right? Is just one thing that I wanted to make clear to everyone. The first sustainable development definition that you can use and that you probably all know about was coined first in 1987 in the Brundtland Report, a UN report drafted by the Norwegian Prime Minister back then, called Brundtland, as the development that meets the need of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. You probably all know this strict definition of the term. Now, having said so, there is this framework that we call the 17 SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. I would hope everyone has seen this framework before. Don't hesitate to put it across the corridors of your premises as a college. It is a very colorful and a very easy way to understand the scope of sustainable development. It actually includes the 17 rules that we as individuals and as a society needs to follow to be able to obtain or reach a more sustainable society and environment. So no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, down to pollution and climate issues, which is more related to the 13th, 14th, 15th SDG, climate action, life below water, and life on land. But what is interesting with this framework is that not only do you understand that this is a very broad framework and you can create an impact more or less everywhere you stand in the economy and as an individual as well. But you also will get to realize that when we say sustainability, we're not only talking about environmental issues, but also about social issues, because the two are very, very much related, and we will see that just after. This is the second way you can define sustainable development. The third way you can define sustainable development is to finally as an individual and as a company and as an organization, finally stop caring only about your financial returns and your financial profits. And if you're into, leading the way and set an example into this sustainable development movement, you need to be taking care of 3 dimensions, which we call the triple bottom line, or the 3 Ps, which are profit, because it's important as an individual to be able to sustain financially, as well as if you are a company. People, because without caring for people and the way you manage your stakeholders, you will definitely not be able to sustain, that is to say, to last longer in time. And finally, the 3rd P, which is planet. As you all understand, I'm sure, on this call, it is harder and harder, considering the dire situation that we are at, environmentally speaking. It is harder and harder to think that we will be able to sustain as individuals or as organizations if we don't take care of the environment that we all share. So when considering your own activities, I really urge you to think about these 3 dimensions. Am I profitable, and am I able to financially sustain myself as an organization or individual? Am I paying attention, and am I caring, providing care for the people I work with and I am surrounding with? And am I paying attention to the impact, positive or negative, that I have on the environment? So these are the 3 ways you can define sustainable development. Now, why should we care, right? If you go back to the definition of sustainability, it says that we should pay attention to the way we behave today so that the future generations can enjoy life as much as we are, okay? Why should we care, right? Our brains as humans have been wired, unfortunately, to think short term, right? You're probably already very busy with thinking about your professional career and making sure you provide to your family and making sure that you introspect enough to know where you're heading yourself. Why and where on earth will I have the time to think about future generations that do not exist? That is one of the main big challenges about understanding sustainability, right? But we have to understand that first, it would be relatively selfish to say, okay, let's waste all of the resources that we have within this generation and not think about the future generations. And the second is, we don't have to wait for future generations to be born to actually see the problems. The problems are today. The problems are today, I'm sure, around you, almost on a daily basis, in your own streets, in your own sky. You can see how polluted our environment has become. Right? So why should we care more concretely? I'm going to mention 3-4 reasons. Feel free to, maybe you will be sensitive to one more than another. Let's see. First, humans and environment, everything is connected. So whenever, let's say, you throw waste or e-waste to our environment, it goes somewhere, right? We are probably on this call all privileged enough to be able to very conveniently put our waste into the bin and then not think about where it goes. But it goes somewhere, especially when we think about e-waste and plastics, which are close to indestructible and stay in the environment for so many years. We need to think of where they are going. And where they are going, maybe also the place, usually are places where humans and other living ecosystems are actually thriving or trying to thrive, right? So I told you, this SDG framework is both about environmental and social and social challenges all together, because you can't distinguish the two. You really can't. The plastic that you throw away in your bin, if the city or your nation or your locality does not have the treatment solutions to prevent all of this waste to go somewhere free in the environment, this is the kind of situation that we end up with. That are rivers, marine ecosystems, and human ecosystems as well, that are receiving this waste at the end of the chain, that are heavily polluted, and therefore that poses, of course, threats to their health, for example. Second reason why we should care is it's not getting any better. What I mean by this is, if we take only the example of India, for example, we have a middle class that keeps growing and growing and growing again. And with this middle class and purchasing power that keeps growing, we can only expect that their consumption patterns and therefore their waste is going to increase in time. So if the situation is bad today, it probably, if we don't do anything about it, it will probably be even worse tomorrow. Third notion that we need to understand why we should care is because the impact on our health are everywhere when we talk about pollution and waste in our environment. So that goes from having so much waste into our streets and into our oceans that all of the meat and fish that we end up eating ourselves gets to our health, to such an extent that it's been already years that we have been able to detect microplastics into our own human excrements. This is another example of how air pollution could be really, really such a threat to your health. Actually, this photo, I really like it. It's a photo that was taken in Hong Kong that shows the real pollution of the city in the background. And I'm not sure why, for tourism and social media purposes, they have put this backdrop with a bright blue sky of the Hong Kong skyline, which is lying about how polluted the city is. And this pollution mainly comes from the fact that we are burning fossil fuels, and the burning of these fossil fuels are going to are actually helping us having access to energy. And also one of the other things that we can do with fossil fuels is to produce plastics. So basically we need to be very mindful about how much energy we produce, we demand, and how much waste or how much we consume, so that eventually, individually and collectively, we can get to reduce the need to produce from fossil fuels. Another image that should be relatively shocking to your eyes, where again, conveniently, we are not the receivers of the waste at the end of the line, but other poorer communities usually are. And so it's very easy and convenient for us to not think about where our waste is going eventually. And so the diseases and conditions and health conditions that can lead to, and maybe Nandan can give a more precise zoom on e-waste and the consequences on health, but we're talking about allergies, heat-related diseases, waterborne diseases, vector-borne diseases, cardiovascular diseases, respiratory problems for pregnant women, mental health disorders, nutritional diseases. So all of that plays a huge role from the pollution that we ourselves are playing a part in for our environment. And fourth, and it's maybe slightly more of a subjective point, but I think one of the reasons that we should care and be a bit more careful about it is that it says a lot on how we've let ourselves go and on how we've stopped thinking about how much impact we have ourselves, right? Whenever, this is an exercise for all of you, whenever you are doing something, consuming something, eating something, wasting something, think about if everyone on this planet were to do exactly the same thing, how much waste would it translate to? That is to say, if I allow myself to use 2 plastic straws in my glass and everyone else were to do the same, can you imagine where we would be? If everyone had 2 smartphones per person times 7.5 billion people on this planet, soon to be 10 billion people by 2050, where are we heading? Are we ready in terms of disposal and treatment to be able to deal with this huge wave of waste that is coming to our faces? And so we need to be super mindful about how we consume, because if we extrapolate this behavior to every other person on Earth, this is where it gets problematic. And one needs to set the example individually so that this exemplary behavior can be repeated all around you. And as Professor Shah was saying, it starts at home. there is this very interesting snowball effect that really you need to believe in, that basically would like you to believe in two things, and you need to believe in these two things. First, change always starts small. It cannot start at the bigger level. It always starts by one person creating a change, one person taking decent action. It always starts like that. And this person can be you in your family, can be you in your community, can be you in your residence. Second, you also need to believe that that the accumulation of individual effects leads to, at a broader scope, a very, very broad systemic positive change. That is another belief that you need to have. And third belief is that when you do something yourself and you set an example yourself, you can, just by the fact that 5 people around you, family or friends, are observing your behavior, these 5 people will in turn change their behaviors, and each of these 5 people will in turn convince systematically another 5 people in their surroundings. So that's the snowball effect I'm talking about. So why should we care? I was just saying, everything is connected. How much we waste ends up with natural environments where humans and other animals and flora are. It is not getting any better, so we better adjust right now and not waste time for any further. It directly affects our health, not tomorrow, but today. There are millions of people in India only that die prematurely of air pollution, for example. And it says a lot on how unethical we've let ourselves be. And there are many more reasons that you can try to find out about it. So I think we don't have to be sorry. We just need to be a bit better. And what is convenient about sustainability is that there are many, many examples where you can do one thing unsustainably, and there's already an alternative, a more sustainable alternative that already exists. Okay, you just need to be aware that it exists and to create the switch yourself. And you're not going to lose any comfort going from one to another. We don't have anything to lose going from an unsustainable behavior to a more sustainable behavior, except just feeling more proud that we haven't put more waste into our environment. That's all we will win for getting the change done, individually speaking. There are many things that you can do. I'm almost done. This is one of the last slides. There are many things that you can do at the individual level. If we talk about waste today specifically, as I was telling you earlier, try to visualize. The first step is try to visualize your waste at the individual level. Try to visualize in a week, let's say, how much waste you have generated. And then this pile that you visualize, try to reduce it further and try to have your sister and brother do the same. That is the first thing. I also wanted to tell you that, of course, you all know the 3 R's, actually the 4 R's: refuse, reduce, recycle, and what is the next one? What is the first one? Nandan, refuse, refuse, reduce, reuse, refuse, reduce, reuse, and recycle, in order of priority. The first thing you need to do is to reduce it. Don't create the waste at first. That is the best thing you can do. And then see if you can reduce, see if you can reuse it, see if you can recycle it, okay? And one last message that I wanted to share is sustainability, as you have seen through the 17 SDGs, is a huge discipline with a huge amount of sectors that are into it in terms of waste management, clean energy, agriculture and foods. All of this can be done more sustainably. And so you students who are about or soon enough going to choose your career, choose it wisely. You're going to work on average 80,000 hours in your professional career throughout your life. You can choose to use this time in different ways, right? But there are so many careers that are getting created today where you can actually both have a career where you earn your living and also have a great impact. So get more information about this type of career. I'm happy to get in touch with you at the end of this session to let you know more. But these are some examples of a lot of companies that are working into sustainability that you could potentially join as a professional. Also, while you are in college, there's also a lot of different projects that you can join. For example, at WAIST, we have started 1 year ago exactly. We have started this initiative called the River Rangers. And at the River Rangers, every week, before lockdown when we could, every week we would go to Malik Ghat and we would just clean the ghat with our own hands. Messages, it starts with you. It starts on your campus. Is your house impeccable in terms of waste? Can the waste be further reduced? Right? Can we refuse more waste? Can we treat it better if we have to create waste at first? Yeah, so it really starts at home. And lastly, so I was asked if there was any internship opportunities at WAIST. Just to give you a final brief, this is my last slide. Final brief about WAIST. WAIST is an aggregating platform for organizations working in the social and environmental space. And one of the projects that we are working with currently is to develop an e-learning platform dedicated to sustainability, for which we need content creators and content curators. So we are happy to open 3 such internship positions at WAIST for this particular project. I will be able to send a job description if needed at the end, after the event, if some of you are interested. What I'm looking for is a genuine interest in sustainability issues, and I'm looking for serious and rigorous candidates that are passionate to get to learn more and to put their work out there. Thank you so much. I will leave the mic to my friend Nandan.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pauline ma'am. Already our students have started showing interest in the chat box for this internship. I'd like to invite our faculty, Anamika Pal, to introduce our second speaker. Anamika, are you there? Anamika, can you hear me?
Gargi, I think you can carry on.
Okay, I'll do that, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, our second speaker, Nandan Mall, founder and CEO of Hulladek Recycling, is a third-generation entrepreneur. At a very young age, he realized the need for a proper channel for waste management. Therefore, he started his dream project of establishing e-waste management company to ensure proper collection and channelization of electronic waste to authorized recyclers. Mr. Nandan trained an individual recycling in Bilbao, Spain for about 2 years, where he trained in e-waste management and recycling processes. He studied processes for extraction of precious metals and salting techniques. Nandan returned to India in 2014, and Hulladek Recycling was conceptualized based on the expertise and knowledge gleaned from his time abroad. Nandan completed his schooling from St. James, Kolkata, and completed his BCom honors from St. Xavier's College, Kolkata. He has worked with companies such as Red Bull and NIIT as business developing manager and leading groups of people. He sincerely believes teamwork is the ability to work together towards a common vision, the ability to direct individual accomplishments toward organizational objectives. It is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results. Mr. Nandan, sir, it's up to you. It's over to you. Please say a few words. We are eagerly waiting for your speech.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, happy to be at Bhawanipur again. Happy to be with Professor Shah. Happy to be with the students, and happy to be with my good friend Pauline, who has really influenced me in my personal and professional life. Just to tell you how she has influenced me. I just ordered some stuff from McDonald's, and if you see, I'm using a steel straw. Right, that's the kind of impact she's had on me, and that's how we've been working. So yeah, these little things is what counts. I was happy to see that McDonald's didn't give me a plastic straw, and further happy to obviously know that I had my steel straw with me. So yeah, speaking about the senior version or the more zoomed version about waste management, and specifically about e-waste, the whole idea behind the concept of waste management is that back in the day, if you go back a few centuries, maybe a few hundred decades as well, the idea of barter existed, right? We know the concept of barter, wherein we used to exchange goods and produce for one thing or the other. From barter, there was no waste because product versus product used to get consumed, and ultimately it used to get used by the consumers. Now, once the concept of money or once the concept of currency came in, I obviously had the ability to buy something I did not need, right? I had the ability to buy more than what we needed. I had the ability to spend more than what I needed. And I think this lockdown has really made us all realize that what there is so much that we can do without in our lives. There is so much that the world does not come to an end if you don't eat out for some time, if you don't meet your friends for some time, or if you don't go to work for some time. And that's how the concept of waste was born. Waste, of course, in general, is not just of any solid items or something as basic as wastage of time also, and something as big as wastage of resources is a problem across the board. So the concept of currency led to the concept of waste, and now unfortunately how the whole cycle comes back is that in majority part of the world, in order to dispose of your waste, you need to let go of your currency, or you need to pay for waste management, right? So that's how the whole circle of life comes across, where eventually I started wasting stuff because I had more currency, and now to get rid of my waste, I have to end up paying for it, right? So such is life. Such is how the world is with us. So the idea behind reuse, reduce, and recycle still holds true, specifically for e-waste management as well. About 25, 30 years ago, our India saw this boom of IT and consumer electronics in our markets. India had become an open economy in the year 1991, where there were no state-owned companies running the whole show anymore. Back in the day, if you needed a watch, you could only go to HMT. If you needed a car, you could only buy an Ambassador or a Fiat. Right, that opened up. The global economy got access into India, and of course, the purchasing power increased and the amount people could spend increased, and therefore wastage also increased. You'll be happy to know that e-waste is one of such waste streams where the refurbishing rates or the reusing rates of the first hour of the 4 hours is quite high. I can, there are a lot of organizations, there are a lot of schools, colleges, banks, etc., who might be disposing of material as waste, which actually can be of use to someone else. So we actually practice the first hour of reuse or refurbish in our parlance in e-waste management quite strictly, wherein we ensure that as much as possible can be repaired, as much as possible can be reused, and as much as possible can be assured that the life of it can be extended. Next, of course, is the concept of reduce. Unfortunately, I think we've forgotten that. E-waste management reduction is something that does not happen, or e-waste reduction is something that's not happening. People are consuming more and more by the day. We produce about 300 million cell phones a year, right? That's the amount of number of cell phones we sell. We get globally, we produce about 1 billion desktops computers a year, right? So it's enormous. The consumption levels are enormous, and if you look at a little affluent society that most of us might be belonging to, we might be in the top 2-3%, maximum top 5% of India's economy, all of us have more than one device serving the same purpose. So I can watch TV on my TV, and I can now actually also watch TV on my phone, or on my laptop. So it's the same thing. The same multiple devices are helping me serve the same purpose. Something that I probably don't need, I probably don't require. So reduction is a serious issue we need to look at, because if we do not do that, the numbers are just increasing by the day, and something needs to be done about it. India generates approximately 2 million tons of e-waste every year. Very small from the 200 million figure that's outside. It's almost 1%. But the idea is the hazardous components per ton found in e-waste is the highest as compared to any other waste, such as municipal solid waste or liquid waste, wet waste, or hazardous materials. So even though we might be collecting less amount of e-waste or generating less amount of e-waste compared to other waste streams such as municipal solid waste or organic waste, etc., but the amount of hazardous material that 1 kg of e-waste contains is much more than the amount of hazardous material or environmental damaging material 1 kg of solid waste contains. So the impact of misusing or wrong recycling of electronic waste is much more on the environment than what it is of other materials. Currently about 70 to 80% of the waste in our country, specifically about e-waste, is handled by the informal sector. When I say informal sector, I mean the local kabadiwalas or scrap dealers who essentially come to our homes and collect everything. It's great. It's a very good network. It's probably one of the best collection systems in the world. But the idea is, as far as the collection happens, it's fine. But what happens to the waste after it gets collected? And that is where the problem starts, because the practices or the processes that are utilized to dispose of that electronic waste is not as per environmental standards. In fact, it actually is detrimental to the environment and to the health of the people who are actually working or processing it. So this is a serious issue, and we need to be aware. Next time we are exchanging our old mobile phone, or if we are buying a new refrigerator, selling the old one, getting a discount, this question needs to be asked, even at our household level, that what is going to happen to that waste, how is it going to get disposed, how are we ensuring that our e-waste gets a proper goodbye, gets a proper end of life. Another very interesting angle to the whole e-waste management business in India, I had a chance to work in Spain for about 2.5 years, and people were quite, for a lack of a better word, wasteful there, in the sense that the reuse rates were almost nil, and people would replace the moment something got damaged or was not working. Compared to that, the good idea is our culture promotes repair, our culture promotes reuse. It's a very good culture, ultimately, which also slowly is dying. We want cheap products which we can use. We want products which can get cheaply available, used, and then thrown. This process needs to stop. There are materials today in our e-waste stream. We receive air conditioners which have been running for 25 years, which are German make or Swiss make, and I even receive ACs which are Indian make, which run for 3 years, 4 years, and give way. So that's the kind of quality of product we've been forced to reduce, because the consumerism has increased so much, where affordability has increased so much, where everyone wants a product and wants it cheap and wants to consume it. So I think that is also another point that we need to consider, wherein we need to refuse products that we don't need. We need to refuse stuff that can be paying better quality for it, but which is long lasting. I know when I buy a laptop, I at least want it to last me a good 8 to 10 years. So I would invest in a good laptop, I would invest in a good electronic which lasts me for a longer period of time. And that is also one thing that needs to come in our buying patterns and our purchasing patterns, wherein we invest in better electronics, we invest in better brands, because those brands are also the ones who are having sustainable practices. We work very closely with LG and Samsung. These are two brands which are globally recognized and, of course, do a lot for the environment. They must probably be producing 20% of the global white goods, that is your refrigerators, washing machines, air conditioners, etc. Now, the sustainable practices that an LG or Samsung can afford is much more than a lower brand can. Of course, LG and Samsung inbuilds that cost in your product, but they ensure that the recycling rates are good. They ensure that the sustainable practices are good. So also be a little picky about your brand, like when we are going to buy food, you want a quality certification. You want to know if that product is FSA certified or not. You want to know the expiry date of the product before buying it. Similarly, these are attributes that you choose when it comes to a brand, and then you decide what food you want to purchase or which brand you want to purchase from. Similarly, with your waste management or with your electronic purchases, be a little picky, be a little choosy, do a little bit of research, and this information is very freely available now with the in the induction of e-waste rules in the country for the last 7-8 years. It is mandatory for the brand owners to speak about e-waste management on their product catalogs as well. So today, if you want to go and buy a Samsung AC, you will see that in the product brochure or in the description there will be a toll-free number which will mention that if you want to recycle your e-waste, you can call this number. So a lot of these brands are working towards it. A lot of these brands are speaking, towards the same thing. So the idea is very simple. Everything starts at home. Waste management, of course, starts at home. Recycling your e-waste, handling your e-waste starts at home. There was a very successful campaign of fast track watches about 6-7 years ago, which said "Move on," which obviously depicted it in various forms. Let's not get there. But the idea also is that in India, people are quite emotional in general. And like we are emotional about our puri sabzi and our biryani and our pizza, we are also very emotional about our electronics. Because for a lot of people, it's probably the first device that they bought, or it's something that they spend a lot of money on, or it's something that is really close to their heart. So surprisingly, we've done surveys where individuals actually say, not a major reason, but it is a reason, where people say that we actually don't want to dispose of our electronics because we have memories attached with it. I think we need to grow up. I think the memories can just be transferred into a pen drive and stored somewhere else, right? So if we can do that, and if we can let our electronics rest in peace, if we can let our electronics ensure that they get a proper end of life, I think that's the whole goal behind sustainability in general, and that's the whole goal behind proper waste management. Because waste needs to get disposed, waste needs to get recycled. Because if it gets recycled, it gives birth to new products, it gives birth to a new cycle, which can ultimately get consumed and get recycled again. So that's the idea. Thank you so much. Like I said, with regards to the internship opportunities, yes, we are running what we call the Green Ambassador program. We've been doing internships for many years now. A lot of people have interned with us in the past from various colleges and schools. So what we're doing is we're calling a Green Ambassador program. The idea is, currently with the current situation, we don't expect everyone to come to office every day. We are probably doing a combination of a work from home and work at office model, wherein you can do certain things which are digital, which are report preparation, research, just spreading the word, helping us doing more awareness sessions, stuff like that. And also, when you come to office, you can work with the different departments. It's generally a 6 to 8 week program. Depending on your performance, it can get extended, where you get time to spend about a week with each and every department that we are working with. So we have about 9 departments that we run, from business development to certification to operations to marketing to sales, stuff like that. So we want to give you a more holistic purview. Also, Pauline is running, am I correct if I say that MBA program now is live on waste management, right? That you all were talking about. Yes. So there is
It's
actually
an MBA on sustainability leadership. Waste management is going to be one of the main pillars of that MBA. Yes, it's live.
right. So I think there are actually certification programs now. In fact, a full-fledged MBA on sustainability, and I'm looking forward to hiring students when that first batch, comes out. So, think about it, get certified. A lot of institutions are also offering programs on this, and it wouldn't hurt. Like if I had a program and I started off, I would be very, very happy because I had to learn everything on my own. So if someone is giving you a concise information over a period of some time, I think it's great. I think that is also something that can be looked at. So yes, internships are available. Let us know. I think we'll just share the details of how you can apply for the internship right away on the chat. I think Team Hulladek, you can go ahead and do that. I think that's it from my side. Thank you so much. If there's anything anyone wants to say or ask, we can go ahead. Otherwise, we can start with the contest.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you for your enlightenment speech. I'd like to tell Anamika, you to please share your screen and start the contest best out of waste. We are eagerly waiting for that particular
Yes.
thing. Students are
Yes,
also
I'm
waiting.
sharing my screen,
Okay.
and I'm going to show what the students have made within 1 day time.
Right.
In fact, not 24 hours
Okay.
even.
I'd like to tell our respected judges that we will be sharing the screen and each presentation will come. If you have any question, the students are there. So if for a particular presentation, for a particular slide, if you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll run the slide.
Yes, is my screen
Anamika?
visible? Yes, is my screen visible?
Yes, all good.
Okay. Okay, I'm starting with the slide. At a time, I'll show 5 slides, 5 presentations. You can judge on that and give them the score.
Yes, that's
Okay.
what Pauline ma'am suggested. Yes.
Okay. Okay, now I'm going ahead. This is the first one by Digvijay Banerjee. He made a table mat with a thrown away ropes. Second one is a stationary organizer, which is made by Ritika Khater. She used Amazon boxes and some soap boxes to create this stationery, and then she painted it to make it more decorative. This is the third one by Azazul Haq. He made an artificial aquarium out of the shoe box, and he used some waste pebbles, some foam papers, and artificial grass to decorate it. Then the next one is from Ankita Singh. She used newspaper to create a flower vase sort of thing. She used all the newspaper and the decorative things to decorate it. And then we have the fifth one, Abhishek Roy. He used newspaper to make a dustbin out of it. Now you can give your marks, and if you want to ask anything from all these contestants, you can ask the question.
Anamika,
Could you remind
Anamika,
us how?
just a minute, please.
Sure.
Anamika, I
Yes, sir.
think the students who are there, are they aware that their products are being displayed, or they are there right now, or they are not there?
Yes, sir. We have informed them to be there. If any questions have been asked, they have to answer those questions.
Very good. So then you give a little more time to each of the present slides, because people have to think how the waste has been used, etc., etc.
Okay,
So
okay.
that
Then
the judges
I'll
will,
again,
yeah.
I'll once again show all the
Anamika,
slides.
please go to the first one. Please
Yes.
go to the first one. This
Ah.
is Digvijay's presentation. Yes, this is from thrown away ropes he has made.
We are judging on 50, right? I was told.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think both
Yes,
of you
Pauline, ma'am,
can.
out of 50, you have to give 50, 50, 100.
50,
Yeah,
50,
next.
100. Sorry, I didn't get that.
Yes, 50 from your side, 50 from Nandan's side,
Yes.
so altogether.
Both of you will be giving the marks.
All right. So, Anamika,
Yes, sir.
please ask Digvijay what kind of ropes have been used, and has he colored the ropes, or they were colored already, or what is it?
Digvijay, kindly unmute yourself and answer the question.
Good morning,
Have
sir. Good morning, Pauline ma'am.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good
Good afternoon,
afternoon.
ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
No.
These are the colorful ropes. These were thrown away in our storeroom. So we had very less time to make these things out of this waste. So yesterday when I was searching in my storeroom, then I found this, that it was lying on the floor.
Good, good, very
So I
good, very
thought
good.
that it's better
Why
to
not?
take this and just make a table mat. So it is useful. So you can keep a flask on it so that the sun mic on the table doesn't get damaged.
Okay, fine.
Thank you so much.
Next
Thank
one.
you. Thank you, Digvijay.
Thank you, ma'am.
The next one is
Thank you,
stationery
ma'am.
organizer. Ritika Khater, are you there?
Ritika
Ritika
doesn't seem
Khater,
to be there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
you have covered this with a paper or other
Yes,
items
ma'am.
you have used?
Yes, ma'am. I covered it with a black chart paper, and then I
Okay.
decorated it with silver pens.
I think it's clear enough. Good. Next.
Thank you, sir.
Next is Muhammad Azizul Haq. Muhammad Azizul Haq, you can unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good
Mohammed,
afternoon.
you
What
would
you
like
have
to
done?
say?
Yes, sir, I've made an artificial aquarium out of a shoebox that was going to the waste, and I've used some old newspapers and stones, which can be used as decorative items to be kept as a showpiece.
Mhm. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So mochi, that is a box. Shoe
Yes, sir.
box. Okay.
Yes, sir, that's a shoebox.
ठीक है, fine, fine. Next one, next one. This is, hello. What is the name of this participant? Ankita Singh. Hello.
Ankita Singh, you there?
Ankita doesn't seem to be there. But doesn't matter. That's okay. It is self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Has she made the flowers also?
No, she has not made the flowers. She just wanted to show that she can use this particular item for as a flower vase.
Okay. Next.
Next is a dustbin made by Abhishek Roy. Abhishek Roy, if you are there, please unmute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You want to
Good
say
evening, sir.
something, Abhishek? You want to say something?
Yes, sir. This is an old newspaper I found yesterday, and I've some ideas whatever dustbin I made.
Okay.
Instead of using plastics, we can use these type of dustbins in our dustbins. We can use
Maybe
these
you could.
bags.
Okay. Chalo, ठीक है. Let's have the next five.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, these are the 5 slides. I hope, ma'am, you have
Yeah.
given the mask. You can please tell us so that we can note it down.
No,
Sure.
mask.
I will.
No,
I will
no,
do
just
that.
one sec. Wait, Anamika. You want them to tell you the marks right now or at the end?
Sir, actually, marks have been noting down in the Excel sheet. So five presentations we are showing, and then we are noting the marks. We'll tell the result at the end.
Yeah, but then everybody will know, na? They'll all know their marks. Or don't you want to keep it as a suspense? I think keep it at the
I think
end.
it would be better to leave it for the end. I'm not
End.
sure.
Leave it for the end.
Okay.
Leave it for the end. Yeah.
Then leave it for the end. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Next.
moving forward with the next presentation. Next is a pen stand made with waste newspapers by Pragati Tiwari. Pragati Tiwari, are you here?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, teachers.
Please
You
speak
can
up.
please
Say
explain.
something. Say something about what was your product. What was the inspiration?
I have made this pen stand by using by rolling the newspapers which were left in my house, which are left in my house.
Hmm. And then you painted it.
Yes, sir. Then I have painted it to look it more
Attract.
beautiful. Yes, sir.
Good. Fine. Chalo,
Thank you,
let's
sir.
move on.
Next is by Sunny Jaiswal. He made a flower vase using a used bottle and some materials, paper threads and all. Sunny Jaiswal, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please explain.
Good evening to everyone. My name is Sanjay Jaswal.
Yes, Sunny.
I made this flower vase with the used glass bottle, which is present in my garage for many months. And to decorate this bottle, I used some thrown ropes also, and then decorate with glue gun.
Okay.
Thank you,
ठीक
sir.
है. Fine. Okay. Next.
This is a pen stand, you can say, with used keyboard thrown away keyboard
I
Isha Sharma has made this.
think Nandan is going to like this.
Isha, are you there? You can unmute yourself and explain.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, teachers.
Good evening.
I recently switched to laptop, so the keyboard was of waste, so I took out the buttons, and
Hmm.
then first I took a can, and then I pasted the buttons on the can.
Okay. Chalo. It's looking definitely. It's looking nice.
Yeah, it's looking nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next one is from Prakriti Gupta. She used a waste glass bottle, cardboard, and carton to create this flower vase. And she has also used some threads, pista
Hmm.
cells, and all that. So, Prakriti Gupta, are you here?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, teachers.
Good evening.
I have I have used here waste glass bottle and cardboard as a base. You can see I have decorated with a jute rope, and I
Hmm.
colored that. And for the seam, for the bottle also, I have decorated with the jute
No, no, very nice.
and
Did you
with
also did you also make
napkin.
the flower? Have you also made the flower
Sorry,
out
sir,
of
I
something?
can't hear you. Sorry, sir, I can't hear you.
Have you also made the flower? You have made the flower?
No, sir,
That,
no, sir. It's I have
अच्छा अच्छा
purchased that.
yeah.
ठीक है okay
There's all the items are displayed in this.
yeah a lot of things have been used yes ठीक है Anamika move on Anamika hello
Paper, pearl, and mirrors. Vidhi Singh, you are there?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, teachers.
Good
Uh, I had
afternoon.
I had made a flower vase with newspapers and decorated with pearls and mirrors.
okay
Yeah, great.
ठीक है next
Now moving to the next one, Mahima Soni. She made this tortoise and all these shells using hardboard and newspapers and waste materials. Mahima Soni, if you are there, please can you say something about your products?
Good afternoon, teacher. This item using newspapers and old cardboards like copies, cover, and earphones, cartoon, wafers, boxes, etc. And I've used multani mitti, and I dissolved them, I and here I have made different things, and I want to show that we can make many things from these material. Like I have made incense. Hello.
yeah I can hear
You are audible. You are audible. Please say.
And like here I have made incense holder and bowls and one showpiece of turtle. So and the best part is that we can dip in a water and we can reuse again and again. If you want to change a
oh
design or pattern, you can use many times.
okay you can
But
reuse it very good very nice ठीक है
very nice.
next
Very nice. Next one is from Sandeep Kumar Pandey. He has made a wall hanging from newspaper and wool. Sandeep Kumar, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, all the teachers. Actually, it's a wall hanging. I made it with a newspaper and the pearl which I have already used in my school project. I have taken that pearl from there, and the woolen flower that I have made my own, and this I have made actually.
Okay. Thank you.
ठीक है good चलो
Next one is Varsha Shaw. She made some planters out of the plastic bottles. Varsha, please explain. Varsha Shaw. Varsha Shaw, you here?
she is not there ठीक
Moving,
है I
this
think
is
move on
yeah, this is innovative. Next, Tanya Junjunwala has made a tea light holder. Tanya, can you please explain?
Good evening, teachers. This I have made from waste plastic cold drink bottles and a CD. I have used it as a base. I uh, cut off the plastic bottles from the help of cutter, and then I decorated it with color, which is acrylic color. Sorry, and I have used pearls for decoration and. Candle was not available at home tea light candles. So I've just used a lamp. To show it a lamp, I've used a light, battery light on the top
Okay.
of it.
Yeah, good, great.
Hmm.
Next one is from Dhwani Kakkar. She made a flower vase from a glass bottle. Dhwani, if you are there, please unmute yourself. Dhwani Kakkar.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. I've made a flower vase. I've used paint, yarn, and a glass of bottle which was there at my home. I've even made the pom poms.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next one is Disha Saraf, and she has made some candle holders from this. But we will not consider this because she has not given her UID and all. That should be
No.
stick in the can. Sir, actually, we have already told them that UID and everything should be stick in the material so that it's a proof that you have made it. But she has not given us that. And we asked her, she was out of her home. So we are not considering this. We're just showing it. We will not
Chalo.
use it as a judgment.
Okay.
Next.
Next.
Next is Rukaiya Muhammad Wana. She has
Yes,
made
ma'am.
wall art using CDs. Please say, Rukaiya.
My warm regards to everybody over here. I've used 10 CDs in total, and the black stripes which you all can see in my product are made out of rolling of newspapers, and the heart-shaped templates are made out of cardboards. And you can also see that I have used full CDs. There are in total 7 full CDs, and the small cutouts which I have used in the heart shaped are also made out of CDs. I've cutted the CDs to give it a mirror look. So that's all. I hope that everybody likes it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Good.
good. Thank you. Next one is Yashvi Doshi. She made a mirror out of this papers and mirror. Please, Yashvi Doshi. Please, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, this is a wall hanging. Basically, I've used the old wedding cards that come to our place. We normally don't use those for anything, so I just gave that as a base. I've just stick that and I've made a wall hanging out of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Next is Saima Safil. She made a album out of the handmade papers. Saima, are you there?
Yes, a very
Yes,
good
please.
evening to everyone. I have made this photo album out of the waste materials that lying at my home. That is handmade paper and hardcover files which are of no more use. And I try making things out of waste, handmade things out of waste. Thank you.
Next is Pragati Shikhawal. She made a mobile stand out of these ice cream sticks. This is a mobile stand. Pragati, you there?
Hello. Hello.
I think.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Good evening, everyone. I made this mobile stand using
Please
ice
speak
cream sticks
loudly,
and
Pragati.
toothpick. Hello.
Please speak loudly.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes, you are audible now.
I made this mobile stand using ice cream sticks and toothpick and pasted it using glue gun and painted it.
Great. So next one is made by Sudeshna Datta. She made I used ice cream sticks and matchsticks and flower to make a flower vase. Sudeshna, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening to everyone. So I used to collect these ice cream sticks and also the matchsticks from last 2 years. So I didn't know what to do. So recently I got this opportunity and made this flower vase out of those matchsticks and ice cream sticks. And the flowers I made it with the old newspapers and also used the broomsticks for making the stick of the rose or flower.
Okay, great, great. Next one is Muskan Kumari. She made a pen stand from bottle. Muskan.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, teachers. I have made this pen
Muskan, please, you are not audible properly. Please keep the mic near your mouth.
Now, am I audible now?
Yes, Muskan, speak up.
I have made this pen stand by using a thrown plastic bottle. I cut the bottle half and painted it and decorated it. Thank you.
Okay, okay, great. It's cute. Next is uh, Sonal Bad. She made some
Good afternoon.
decorative materials. Please, Sonal, please say.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sonal Ben. So, what I did was the first thing that I would like to point out is I used Amazon packages of Mama Earth, and Mama Earth is a company that is one of the first in India to be a plastic positive company. That is, they not only add on to any plastic anymore in the environment, rather they take up plastics of different companies. They ask for different bottles and all, and they recycle, and in return they give discounts to customers. What I did with the package and the two of the plastic bottles was I made it into a sort of a decorative showpiece. The thing that you can see written in welcome, that is from newspaper rolls. The flowers, they came from we receive parcels and gifts when we go to a wedding. So from those baskets I replaced these flowers, and the lines that you can see above the bottles as a part of decoration, that is also from newspapers.
Okay, great, very nice. Next one is from Khushi Shaw. Khushi, are you there? Wall hanging. She made a wall hanging out of woolen
Yes,
thread
ma'am.
and bangles. Yes, Khushi.
A very good evening to all the teachers. Ma'am, I made wall hanging using the old bangles which was there in the drawer. It was very old bangles, not used anymore. And also the red threads, it was there in my drawer. So what I did, that I took the red bangles, the bangles I took, and then I wrote it off with the thread to make it beautiful, and I made the design as you can see in the circles, every circle, and then I staked. So, yes, ma'am.
Next one is Aditya Pandey, who made a photo frame. Aditya Pandey.
Good evening to everyone. I made this from thread rolls. After the threads was used, the rolls were thrown away. So just I collected it from my neighbors and all. And basically some of them are from thread rolls and some of them are from paper rolls, which I was having a shortage. So I made it from paper rolls, and that the back of it was a black chart paper one, which I used to cover my project. It was left over, so I just used it over as a base. And those flowers are also made from old newspaper cuttings, and just basically that's all.
Okay, thank you. Next one is Rahul Jindal. He made a basket out of the newspaper. Rahul Jindal.
Good evening to all the teachers. Actually, this is a hut come basket. Like the look is of a hut, but you can also put things inside it. My main motive of making this because is that the zero waste starts from home only. So that's the main motive of making this project.
Next is Satyam Agarwal, who made a pen stand, I think, with ice cream sticks. Satyam.
So good evening everyone. So I was needing a pen stand for my study table. So I used some used ice cream sticks and used an Amazon box as a base, and I stuck the sticks with using a glue gun and made this pen holder.
Next is Shekhar Das, who used the throwaway pencils, I think, pencils and pens, and made this hanging, wall hanging. Shekhar Das. Shekhar Das, you there? He's not there. We will move on to the next one. Aram Shamim made a paper flower vase out of old newspaper. Aram Shamim.
Good evening, everyone. Ma'am, am I audible?
Please speak loudly.
Hello.
Yes, you're audible now.
Yes, ma'am. I made a flower vase with the old newspaper, which were no use of it. That's it.
Great. Next, this is all, judges. So here we end our presentations. So there were 39 of them were there. I hope you all are ready with your scores.
How do you want us to go? आप नाम बोलोगे, we should just say the score. Does that work?
Okay, then I'll present again. Okay.
No. आप बस नाम call out करो. I will give the score. Does that work?
Okay, fine, no problem.
Who keeps track of the calculation?
Yeah, you can just give the score. We will calculate it. We have a Excel sheet ready for that.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. First one is Digvijay Banerjee.
Pauline, you want to go?
I put 40.
Yeah, 35.
Next one is Ritika Khater. Rohit, I think you are jotting down the marks. Rohit, Walia?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Yeah, okay. The Ritika Khater, Pauline ma'am.
38.
42.
Next one is Azizul Haq.
28.
35.
Ankita Singh.
35.
38.
Abhishek Roy.
21.
25.
Then we Pragati Tiwari.
36.
37.
Sunny Jaiswal.
31.
30.
Isha Sharma.
40.
35.
Then Prakriti Gupta.
32.
32.
Vidhi Singhi.
22.
28.
Mahima Soni.
37.
42.
Sandeep Kumar Pandey.
40.
35.
Varsha Shaw.
21.
30.
Tanya Jhunjhunwala.
27.
35.
Pani Kakkar.
21.
Sorry, what was the name?
Dhwani Kakkar.
Dhwani. Yeah. Dhwani is 35.
We are not considering this.
Okay.
Rukaiya Muhammad.
41.
43.
Then Yashvi Doshi.
32.
40.
Saima Safil.
38.
33.
Pragati Shikwal.
36.
35.
Deshna Datta.
39.
Yeah, 32.
Muskan Kumari.
35.
32.
Then Sonal Baid.
36.
35.
Kushi Shaw.
42.
38.
Aditya Pandey.
41.
47.
Rahul Jindal.
27.
Rahul Jindal. Yeah. 30. 30.
Satyam Agarwal.
36.
30.
Shekhar Das.
25.
25. There's one more, right?
Yeah.
Aram Shamim.
22.
25.
That's all?
Yes.
So Rohit, are you ready?
Excuse me, can you just give me the marks of Shekhar Das?
Shekhar Das. Pauline ma'am and Nandan sir, please, in the marks of Shekhar Das.
I need the number or the product. I didn't take the names. I just took it in order.
Okay. I'll just show the product. Just a second, ma'am.
25 from my side.
It's a which number is it, Nandan? Do you know? What order did it come?
No, I don't think.
Second last.
Yeah,
Second
second last. Ma'am, this is the one. Second
Okay,
last.
25, 25.
Okay, Rohit, you are ready now?
Yes, ma'am. I'm just giving the marks.
We can ask them to say something. Hello, we can ask the judges to say something in the meanwhile.
Yes, judges, how would you like all these things done by the students?
I'll start quickly. I was, if it was done in a day, I was so impressed by all of the creativity from all of the participants. You're all winners just for taking the effort to try and think about something creative. As far as I'm concerned, the figures that I gave to each work was a mix between utility and beauty and also the amount of effort that you could see the work had required. So these were the criteria that I had to look at. Congratulations to all of you.
Nandan?
I had no such criteria. I was just going by what I liked. But yeah, I think Pauline did it in a better way. I think I should have followed that. But yeah, I think yeah, I really like the wall hanging, the CD wall hanging.
That was beautiful. Yeah, I agree. I would have bought this piece for that matter.
Few of the items were really nice. And the
Yeah.
students actually worked on the creativity front also.
Absolutely.
So,
Even Aditya's thing was very good. I don't remember what it was, but that was good. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you.
Rohit, are you ready? Rohit? You can just sort it in the
So
order.
much suspense.
Anamika, I think, Anamika, what we should do is we should give a certificate of participation to all of them because it's been a very short time. They've all tried to do something or the other, which is commendable. And of course, to both the speakers, we are not in touch. Otherwise, I would definitely have wanted to hand over a memento of the college to both of them for having come here. But we'll make it reach them. So, Anamika, you will be collecting their addresses. So, we'll send over the memento from the college to both the speakers. And I think this lady, what is the name of that lady who was in touch with you? I think she's the one who should also be.
Pratyasha.
Pratyasha has done a lot of hard work by keeping in touch with me. And ultimately, this has happened. So, Pratyasha, thank you so much. Thank you, all the students, for being here. And Anamika, you've done a great job by handling the technicalities. Gargi, of course. What you should convey to Gargi is maybe we can have a weekly theme. 1 week's theme can be sustainability. There is a lot of material that Pauline has shared with us. Those things can be printed out and we can decorate the corridor with that, at least for the environment month or week. Something like that.
Sure.
We can do that.
Okay, sir. Can I do homework also? Yes, sir. I'm here. I heard.
Sir, I think Rohit is ready with the result. I think. Just
Ma'am,
to
I have
say.
sent it to you.
Yeah, okay. Okay, fine. Yes, Gagi ma'am.
No, it's fine. I heard what sir said. That's what I said.
Okay, incidentally, next month on the 16th of October is International E-Waste Day. So if you guys want to do something about it, we'll be happy to collaborate.
What did you say it was? 16th?
October.
16th October, what is it?
International E-Waste Day.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
So the results are with me now. We have three positions. First is Aditya Pandey. Aditya Pandey is first. Second is Rukaiya Muhammad Wana. With Aditya Pandey has got 88 marks. Rukaiya Muhammad Wana got 84 marks. And the third position is a tie. There are two participants, Khushi Shaw and Ritika Khater, with 80 marks each.
Can you show their products? Can you
Yes,
show
sir.
them?
I'm showing it.
So can we have them on screen also? If they can just put their video on so we can see the winners also.
That can be
Yes?
done. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Please show their product and then we'll see them also.
Yeah, this is Aditya Pandey who made a photo frame out of the
Yeah,
thrown
yeah.
away
Yeah.
threads.
Bravo,
Yeah.
Aditya.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Aditya, can you just put
Aditya.
your video on, and Anamika, can you just pin him so that we can see who is the winner? Aditya?
Sure. I'll just pin him. Aditya, can you please switch on your video?
Aditya has left.
No, he's there. But Aditya, can you please switch on your video? His video is in the mute.
Is not there. Okay, we'll go into the second one. The first one we'll talk.
One is.
Oh yeah,
Rukaiya
there
and-
he is.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
there is Aditya.
The face of the winner.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Aditya.
And we have Rukaiya Mohammed Wana, that's CD1.
Beautiful one.
The wall hanging made out of CDs. This is from Rukaiya Wana, second.
Rukaiya,
Yes,
please
Rukaiya, can you
come up
please?
with your video?
Yeah, there she is. Well done, Rukaiya.
Thank you so much, sir.
Congratulations. Bravo.
Thank you, ma'am.
Then we have Khushi Shaw.
Khushi, please keep your video on.
Khushi Shaw
Okay.
and Ritika Khater. Ritika. Yes. This
Yeah.
stationery organizer.
Yeah. Good.
So they are
Yes.
the two who had a tie, 80 marks each.
Good.
Congratulations. Great
Chalo.
sense of design for some of you. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all the winners.
Before I go away, I really wanted to commend the work and the management vision also at Bhawanipur Society College. Professor Shah, it's amazing what you do to promote sustainability. I would love to see 17 SDGs on your premises and also seeing you keep organizing such sessions. We need more such visionary management.
No, certainly. Thank you
for
so
doing
much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Pauline, ma'am, and Nandan sir. Thank you both of
Nandan,
you.
thank you.
Thank you
For
for
the
having
webinar.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Chalo.
Thank you, sir,
Right.
for
Okay.
organizing this webinar.
Thank you, Ankita. Thank you, Gargi. Chalo.
Congratulations,
Okay.
everyone. Thank you so much.
Okay. Right.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Rohit. Rohit, thank you. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Yeah, thank you. You've sent all the details.
Yeah,
And
ma'am.
we were able to announce the result before they left.
Ma'am, I have just mailed it to you, the Excel sheet.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. You all have to log in with your college ID to fill the feedback form. It is a request to all of you, please log in with your college ID to fill the feedback form. I'm again pasting the link. You all can use the link.
Ma'am, please send the link again.
Yeah, I've sent the link again. Please, you can select that link. All those who are the winners, a big clap for them. You will be getting your winner certificates and others will be getting participation certificate within a week, within a 7 working days time.